Hello, Taurus. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena Valdez. You can call me Evie. I utilize my claircognizance abilities as well as the symbols of astrology and the symbols of tarot to bring you messages and guidance from the divine. I was inspired to create this bonus reading for you, Taurus. This is not your birthday reading. I'm still going to put out your birthday reading in the next few days or so. This is a bonus reading for the Scorpio full moon. I thought it was important to create a special reading just for you, Taurus, because a lot of the emphasis and the energy right now is on Scorpio. However, there's more significance to this for your personal sign of Taurus because the energy of this full moon is coming from your sign. So the sun that is illuminating the moon in order for it to reflect light back is from the standpoint and the viewpoint of Taurus. And this is significant because it means it affects you on a very personal level. And this is how it can turn out for you. I'm going to give you a few examples and then we're going to jump into tarot. Again, this is a bonus reading. It is not your monthly reading and it is not your birthday reading. I'm still going to prepare a beautiful birthday reading just for you. Okay, but in terms of this full moon in Scorpio, which is on the 23rd of April, my beautiful Taurus, your sign is the sign of all things tangibility. Scorpio is the opposite of tangibility. A lot of the themes of Scorpio are unseen. They're the psychological. Yes, sensuality, sexuality, all of that also is associated with the sign of Scorpio. But in this particular instance of this full moon, in your own life, Taurus, what this may mean is that you are quite literally putting the limelight or shining light on something that is either going to irritate another person, a situation, maybe a group of people, or highlight their strengths. It all depends on how this is configured in your own natal chart, right? But in general, we're just going to speak generalities. Anytime we do any readings, anytime you watch any readings from any reader, any astrologer, and it's a general reading, please keep in mind that it is just that, general. It's for the collective. But in this case, for you, Taurus, in the days leading up to this full moon and the days after this full moon, you may notice instances or situations where you're either shining the light on a truth that needs to be uncovered or something that's been hidden. This can be at a family dinner. This could be at your workplace. This could be something about the way you move in the world or the way you do your work, the way you handle your finances, the way that you move within your space, whether that's your home, your car, whatever you own, because remember, Taurus is the tangibilities. Something about the way you do those things or handle those matters in your life is going to serve as an eye-opener for others in a very scorpionic way. What I mean by that is that it's either going to tap into their psychology, it's going to influence their psychology, but there's also potential here for stubborn dynamics and power struggles because both Scorpio and Taurus are fixed signs and they can be very stubborn in nature. And this is not to be negative about it. It just is. It is what it is. It's a fixed sign. And the nature of fixed sign means that you want to stay grounded and rooted in what you know and you believe to be true. So picture this. Let's say, for example, you are a parent and you are around family during this time frame. And something about the way that you are stabilizing yourself or not stabilizing yourself triggers a family member. It either triggers their fear, It either triggers an inspiration, what have you. If you're at the workplace, it can be something about the way you handle the money at the workplace. Because remember, we're going to stick to tangibilities here, what Taurus symbolizes. How you handle the day-to-day scheduling, depending on what you do for work. That could be either rubbing off the wrong way on a psychological level, right, to someone else. Or fears may be coming up. Or maybe you are in charge of cutting back the financials, like salary, for example. You could be in a position where you yourself are responsible for determining what someone gets, whether it's health insurance, salary, along those lines, right? Remember, astrology are themes within themes, right? We haven't even touched on the tarot portion yet. But here's the thing. The most important thing to really keep in mind during this time frame is that where you stand, your point of view of your sun sign, because I'm assuming most of you watching here are sun placements, and this is more for sun placements, actually. But I assume you're standing in your rightful place of the sign in Taurus, and now not only is your sun there, but the transiting sun is there, and it's turning the spotlight on your opposite house, which is Scorpio. And all the things that were murky and hidden and cozied up in the dark are now reflecting back. And so these could be people in your circle, in your life. This could be family. This could be a romantic partner. There could be something about finances, something about if you're dissolving a commitment to someone, if you're starting a commitment to someone, topics of issues regarding, the psychological triggers. I'm really more focused here on the psychological triggers that the beingness of Taurus can cause on the opposite axis. So for now, we're going to pretend that the opposite axis are other people in your environment, just to kind of keep it simple, right? So the biggest thing here is just keeping in mind that you're either illuminating a truth for someone else, you're either seeing the truth, or others are seeing a truth about you in whatever context you are working with. Because this is going to depend highly on what houses are being affected. I don't know your house, right? So for now, we're keeping it simple with signs. But if you know your astrology, you know your natal chart, and you know what house this all falls in for you, then that'll give you more information. But in general, I think that sometimes as astrologers, we miss the mark and we forget to really give attention to the sign where the house is being held. In other words, the sign that is causing the full moon. So in other words, my beautiful Taurus, you're instigating something. Something about your beingness, something about your lifestyle as it pertains to the tangibles is causing some kind of either turmoil, revelation, inspiration. Apply it to how it best resonates for you. But with that said, because of that, I don't feel like this is an intense energy for Taurus, but whomever or whatever you're triggering, not you, not because you're doing this intentionally, dear Taurus. I'm not saying that. But whatever is being triggered on the opposite end is going to feel intense. So just be in your beingness and allow them, the people that are being expanded, because that's what it is, right? Truth is expansion. When we start to see things as they really are, we expand. Unless we want to decide to go back in and hide and pretend we don't know the truth. But you can't do that, right? Once you know the truth, you can't go backwards. So you, my lovely Taurians, are the main characters in that regard. Your POV, from your POV where the sun is what's causing all of this. Okay, with that said, let's see what tarot card deck we're going to use for you. Okay. Okay. So these are the winners. All right. So, dear Taurus, again, this is a bonus read for you. We're going to see what current blocks during this full moon. Maybe this will reveal more for us. And we're going to we're going to look into potential blocks, fears, advice, solution. We're keeping it simple, honey. Please come back for your birthday reading. Your birthday reading, I incorporate, it's going to be long. It's like an hour long. And I incorporate, in birthday readings, I incorporate the 12 houses of the zodiac. And it's good for a year. So come back for that. In the meantime, let's see what your current blocks and fears are during this full moon in Scorpio that you are kicking off. Oh, we got the Tower already. One more card, please, dear Spirit. One more card. Okay. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, so for some of you, a couple of things here. We've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Tower, and we got the Hermit. This is in your blocks position. So in terms of, some of you are confronting a major disruptive moment. You as a parent are confronting an energy that's blocking you. There is something, and I'm going to talk about those of you who are not mothers and parents, all of that. I'll switch to that in just a bit. But for those of you who it feels like, and again, we're talking about the full moon here, right? So there may have been a revelation here around this full moon. It's almost like some kind of, it could have been an argument. It could have been a revelation, a truth that came out, that was exposed, that is causing either family members, children, spouses potentially to go inward and to isolate and quite literally push whatever affection, love you're trying to offer. Or there's a fear, if that hasn't happened and that's not what's happening, then the block here is the fear that whatever you have to give to a situation is going to cause a disruption that's going to isolate people in your life. Let me get some clarifications here for those of you who it's not parenthood, dear Spirit. Oops. Let's do that again. Clarify, dear Spirit. Okay. Yeah. There are some truths coming out in your surrounding, dear Taurus. Oof. I definitely want it to be a reversal. Yeah. Oh. Oh, there's 3 cards. Ooh. Something is causing you to move towards this. There's this anxiety happening. So you got the Chariot, you got the 9 of Swords, and you got the Empress in reverse to clarify and confirm the situation that's going on. Some of you have people in your life that are moving away from you, like further away from you. And some of you have the opposite, where you have people, family members, potentially a person that's important to you, moving closer to you. So either they're moving closer to you or they're moving further away from you. And it's causing a lot of anxiety. And something about this movement, this situation, this family member, I just heard sibling, is quite literally flipping someone upside down. And now here the Empress represents you, okay? You are represented by the Empress from the Venusian perspective, okay? The Empress typically, we hear it spoken about for Libras. However, it also, the Empress is also representative of Venus, and Venus is your ruling planet. So in the reverse here, what it's telling me is that this whole situation, this tower moment, I feel like some of you are also housing. This is going to apply across the board also. There's a potential that someone here is housing someone into their space, or someone is moving out of your space. I keep seeing that, I keep hearing that. But that's going to cause some kind of distress, disruption to your day-to-day life, or you're afraid that it will, and it has you upside down. And when something has you upside down, it means that it's going to take away from your self-care, it's going to take away from your resources, it's going to take away from the time, the additional time you have for yourself. So for some of you, this is work. For some of you, something about the structure of your workspace is changing. So whether you were acquired by a different company, or because remember, we're talking about movement here, right? And changing, a tower moment, layoffs, that kind of thing. And it's going to create some kind of change, either a change to a different company, a move from a residential move. For those of you where it's not about work and it's about family, it could quite literally mean someone's leaving your space, that you've gotten used to this person living with you, or you're moving out. But the bottom line here is that we need to turn this Empress upside up, right? Because it's in reverse. We want you here. This is where we want you, Taurus. So in reverse, this energy is pulling from your resources. And I want to just also reemphasize, this is in your blocks and fears. For some, this is actually actively happening. For others, it's a fear. It's a fear that it's going to happen. Okay, let's move into some advice. We'll come back to this. This could be projects too. Two more, dear Spirit. This is solution and advice for our beautiful Taurus during this full moon in Scorpio. One more. Okay, so you've got the Ten of Pentacles. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles upright. A couple of things here. Number one, take a pause on any major spending right now. Hold on and save whatever it is that you currently have. Also, though, with the Ten of Pentacles here, there is something being taken for granted. There is a potential for financial reward here, Taurus, that you're potentially ignoring. And You may quite literally have the answers to everything that you need right in front of you, and it can literally be a person. So for those of you who are scared of losing a position, a project, I'm hearing venture part, like money for a project, your relationship shifting financially. Whatever that is for you, although it's less of a relationship here, there's more family dynamics going on here. This has to do with family, projects, workspace. But there is something being taken for granted here from your behalf. And the answer could quite literally be in a person near you. So if you lost, let's say, for example, some funding for a project because someone changed their mind, you could quite literally have another person ready and available that you're not taking seriously. If this is an employer situation, you could have someone else that can potentially help you, or someone here to offer support. It can even be an older family member if this is a family situation that you're going through. For some of you, it could be in-laws if you're dealing in a romantic marriage type of situation. But there's something that is being kind of ignored. It's almost like you're ignoring, there's a blessing that's being ignored that's right in front of you. And aside from that, currently, until you figure that out, there is a pause that needs to be taken in terms of spending. Yeah. Please clarify. There's also an issue here with family and money. There's something to do with, for some of you, not all of you, obviously, but there's a potential. Money was expected. Somebody changed their mind. Either you were going to help someone move financially, or they were going to help you move financially, and someone changed their mind, and it's causing a tower moment and stress and the feeling that someone feels taken for granted. And by the way, that sound, that squeaky sound, if you're new to my channel, you don't know, but that is my ceiling fan, Willie. Yes, he has a name. And yes, I can fix it, but I haven't. And he's been quiet all day. He's been quiet for the past 3 days. And the minute I start my reading, he decides to talk it up. So there's definitely an energy there. And, you know, I believe that I love, yes, I'm going to go on a rant here, but this, you may actually resonate with this. I know, I hear you, Willie. This is not about you right now. Jeez. So I have curtains. I have 2 panel curtains, right? I have like the heavy blackout curtains, and then underneath I have the light sheer curtains, very light. And the reason I have that type of setup, and I have for many years wherever I've lived, is because I truly believe, like, I love seeing the breeze. I love the light panel curtain flow, and it has always felt spiritual. I have always felt like source, my divine source, communicates to me through wind. And so that's why with Willie, I don't get agitated. Like, I know it might be annoying to some of you, and I'm so sorry, because I know, Taurus, you are sensitive in some, when it comes to that. But I actually feel spirit in Willie. And this is why, as simply as I know I can fix it, probably with some WD-40 very easily, I kind of don't want to. For the same reason that I love seeing that breeze flow with my curtains, because I know it's like I feel spirit speaking to me. And I feel that Willie is being utilized, because the only way he can move and make that noise is because of the wind. So he's very present here in your reading. And by he, I mean divine source. He is Willie, yes, but divine source, I believe, is like literally sending messages. What they are, I have no idea, because I don't speak Willie. Maybe one day I will. Do you hear him? It's like he's totally responding. All right, Taurus, thank you for allowing me to go in that rant that I probably didn't need to expose. Like, what's that crazy tarot lady saying? Okay. Dear Spirit, please clarify so we can get Taurus here going with their day. 2 more. 2 more. Okay. Oh. Yeah. All right. Hard truth, Taurus. You ready? You ready for this? I'm going to give it to you. The solution and the advice to this situation, my beautiful Taurus, whatever this is, you're going to basically have to hurt someone. So you're going to have to basically say no. You're going to have to reject someone. And you know, there's something intuitively telling you why this person either pulled out financially, why your employer is deciding to lay off, why your family member is moving, whatever the issue is for you. You intuitively know what is really going on, even though you're not being told. And someone has some expectations from you that are unrealistic. And basically here the advice is you're going to need, first of all, there's some taking for granted here, whether it's happening from your side or their side, you know that better than I do. And that needs to be put to rest, okay? It literally needs to be put to rest. Some of you need to hold on to some money because of that shift. Whatever this issue is causing, it's causing a shift that's transferring money in a different way that you saw coming initially. But it's the 2 key cards here, the Priestess, the High Priestess, and the Magician. So this is about taking what you know intuitively and translating that in the 3D with the Magician, okay? And the thing that needs to be transferred, accepted, and transmuted and brought down to the 3D is someone's got to get hurt. Meaning, that sounded really like someone's got to get hurt. I don't mean like physically. I mean like you're going to have to reject someone. Or someone's going to need to reject you. But I really feel this is you, Taurus. You are about to reject someone, a situation, an employer. You're going to get ahead of it. So if you know layoffs are coming, you're going to get ahead of it. Your intuition is giving you keys and information that are going to cause you to move ahead of it because you are alchemizing your life. You're not waiting for your employer to do it for you. You're not waiting for your sibling, your child, your friend to decide they want to continue paying you rent or give you that money they promised or contribute to your project, whatever it is for you, my beautiful Taurus. But remember, we're dealing with Scorpio Taurus axis here with this full moon. So that's tangibility versus another person's or situation's psychology. 3D versus what we don't see, the unseen, what we feel but we don't see, right? That's very scorpionic. It's also about spidey senses. It's also about seeing the evidence of what we feel, and that's going to come up here. This intuitive thing that you have going on, this High Priestess energy that you have going on, it's going to show up. It's going to show up in a tangible way, and you're going to be able to say, there it is. But you're going to move ahead of it, and you probably already have here, and it's going to get resolved. It's going to get resolved. But someone's going to get hurt. You're going to need to reject someone. You're going to have to say no to someone. But that's for your betterment. At the end of the day, that's for your betterment. Is there anything else, dear Spirit, that I need to pull for Taurus? That's a no. That's a no. That's a no. Oh, we got a yes here. Okay. Let's see. One card. or however many you want me to pull out. And then we'll close this out, dear Taurus. What do you want to say? What's this last message for a beautiful Taurus? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some of you, this is a money issue. This is a money issue. Okay, so, or a tangibility issue. So whatever this tangibility issue is, whether it's about your home, whether it's about someone living somewhere, someone giving you money, someone lending you money, someone blah, 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 the job, whatever tangible thing this is, whatever thing this is, it's because of the shift, it's causing either you or them, whomever is affected here, really go inward and access more of their spiritual ability. This goes for you too, Taurus. Taurus, sometimes you are underestimated in terms of what you can create and manifest on a non-3D realm. You're very intuitive, yet people don't really talk about that with Taurus. Taurus is, I've met some amazing mediums that are Taurus or have heavy Taurus placements. And so there's a feeling here of whatever this issue is, it will bring you closer to where you need to be in terms of you yourself, your own self-satisfaction. And some people will be removed, or communities will be removed, because for some of you it's work. But the community that does stay, or the community that you do gain from whatever the shift is, whether it's your siblings, your friends, whatever that is going to fulfill you in a way, in a very emotional and spiritual way that you haven't been fulfilled, in a way that you haven't been fulfilled in before by your community. You're starting to see evidence of that. You're starting to see that the years and the time of trust that you have planted here with your communities is starting to reap emotional connection rewards. And so even though all this stuff is happening, so for those of you who are losing a job or laying people off or firing people or moving away, you've gained something. It's not for naught, right? Like, you're not leaving empty-handed. You're not leaving that relationship empty-handed. You're not leaving that home empty-handed. You've gained some emotional community off of that you've invested time and effort into it, and it will continue to give. All right, my beautiful Taurus, that is it for you. Enjoy this full moon, and please return for your annual birthday reading. It's going to be a long reading. I apologize if this was a long reading. I didn't mean it to be. And have a beautiful rest of your day, week, month, season. I'll chat with you soon. Bye.